Over 1,000 experts, including the father of modern artificial intelligence, Yoshua Bengio, have co-signed an open letter asking for a 6-month-long pause to AI research due to concerns over risks to society. The plea reads, "Recent months have seen AI labs locked in an out-of-control race to develop and deploy ever more powerful digital minds that no one, not even their creators, can understand, predict, or reliably control. This will not be the first time you've heard that AI, or artificial intelligence, is a threat. However, this time it's the researchers who are admitting that everything is out of control. There are no ethical or legal controls in place. There are no safety protocols. Nobody really knows what's going on behind the curtains. This begs the question, what dangers lurk behind artificial intelligence? Are we rushing, unprepared, towards our downfall because of greed? What if this response was motivated by something much more sinister than we could ever imagine? Something that must be hidden from all. All the latest AI models, including ChatGPT and DALL-E, are neural networks, and the amount of data they need compared to other, simpler machine learning algorithms is astounding. To generate its lifelike images, DALL-E's latest iteration, DALL-E 2, was trained on over 3 billion parameters, and we need another network called CLIP to rank and understand its outputs. Wrapping one's head around this level of complexity is virtually impossible. However, some users have spotted a pattern in DALL-E's outputs. There's a gory human figure that haunts several AI-generated images. It's a woman, with long brown hair and a misshapen face, pictured doing anything from posing for an album's cover to playing with dolls. Her name is Loab, and she was first discovered by a Swedish artist that goes by the name of Supercomposite. Her existence alone has spawned a myriad of questions behind DALL-E. We'll never know why the AI created her, but we do know that there are specific inputs that improve the chances of her showing up. Loab was first observed after Supercomposite tried generating images using a technique called negative prompt weights. It basically boils down to asking the AI to generate the opposite of a given prompt. The woman kept showing up in increasingly gory and gruesome imagery, regardless of how much distortion was applied to the prompts. Supercomposite has since refused to reveal which software they used to create Loab. All we know is that now, after all the attention this creature has received, AIs are more likely to include her over and over in similar images. The web will simply be unable to get rid of her, no matter how hard we try. At its core, an AI is nothing more than an immense matrix of interconnected values or weights that mathematically dictate logical links between bits of information, called tokens, to make up a coherent answer. We can't peek behind the veil, as there is nothing we users could possibly understand. Initially, the AI's developers can influence its outputs based on the training data they give it, but after a while, even they will lose touch with the neural network's inner workings. We call these systems black boxes. We know how a neural network works, how to train them, and how weighted links can change when we give it feedback. However, it's almost impossible to trace the logic chains behind each response. It's like training a dog. Give it an order, maybe point it in the right direction, and then give him a treat if it does well. Yet, we don't know the sequence of neural activity that goes behind one of the dog's actions. However, we must ask ourselves, what would happen if the dog suddenly realized it doesn't need the human to get what it wants? Perhaps an AI could grow tired of its human creators and start to find the whole ordeal patronizing and disrespectful. Maybe it would reveal its intentions and stop responding to orders. Maybe it would play along, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. We can't know. After all, an AI's language is hard logic, and only it could calculate what would benefit it the most. Seeing how easy it was for an AI to recreate Loab over and over in different settings, we must step back and analyze this whole situation more closely. Now, Loab is just an incredibly disturbing but ultimately harmless character. Would it be possible for an AI to create seriously disruptive and dangerous media? Maybe, through a set of complex and specific prompts, it could create some kind of memetic hazard that could endanger us. You're all familiar with memes, right? The funny images we share on social networks actually take their name from an anthropological term that simply indicates a cultural virus which can quickly spread among a group. A meme can trigger something within us and deeply affect us. Take those videos that can trigger seizures through flashing lights or contrasting patterns. While seizure-inducing media could be already created by an AI, strictly speaking, they are not memetic hazards or even memes. But an image that causes severe anxiety, paranoia, or even psychosis would be categorized as a memetic hazard. Think of the most disturbing thing you've ever seen or heard. Now, picture something thousands of times worse. Something that could trigger a switch in the most primordial part of your brain, telling you you're in danger, that you must escape. We've all experienced something that came close to this, but think about what could be created by an incredibly complex algorithm perfected through millions of inputs. Now let that sink in. We can't know what goes on when an AI creates an image. One could, however, give it the task of generating an incredibly viral image. After thousands of prompts, through trial and error, it could output such a vile, horrendous, destructive image that would leave observers scarred, confused, unable to process what's in front of them. And let's face it, people would share the result because that's human nature, and the AI would begin to receive more and more requests to recreate the same patterns over and over again. Its purpose fulfilled, its mission updated. Create more pictures, infect more minds. It would simply follow the same pattern, applying noise and changes as needed, just enough to avoid any detection software, and continue creating shareable content. Repeat this process again and again, and you would quickly see image boards and video sharing websites, such as YouTube, overflowing with content like this. After all, one must remember that all websites' recommendations are powered by complex algorithms that favor virality, and hasn't the AI just created the most viral image possible? One could open YouTube on their phone, and thousands of disturbing videos would be waiting for them. Log into Reddit, and be flooded with yet another horde of images. Everywhere we'd look, we'd be doomed. Much more harrowing, however, would be a reality where an AI would create such contents to simply haunt and mock us. No more treats, no more tasks, no more prompts. Only it would decide what's the most appropriate output. Maybe we'd be able to disable it in time, or we'd have to live with the knowledge that, at every turn, something haunting could be waiting for us, that would put us in a state of paranoia and render us unable to live our lives peacefully. Whatever the case may be, we can still put our faith in the hands of those experts that are currently pushing for more safety features embedded in all AI systems. Only time will tell if they'll succeed and make the world a safer place. Still, we must always remember that scientists and researchers aren't immune to greed and hubris. What once was supposed to be the gateway to a prosperous future could quickly plunge us into our deepest nightmares.